Hello, 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 and welcome back to the AI Cafe conversation. Today is a Friday. This is our Forbes article-like episodes. This is our extra flavor of coffee of the week that is short and sweet for AI for executives. So today is Friday after Thanksgiving. All right, it's Thanksgiving week, and I'm guessing you're not thinking about shadow AI right now that much. So how was the turkey yesterday? You're thinking maybe about how you're going to get back home, how your family is leaving, how you have been with your family. You have done probably yesterday in the morning a last minute grocery run. You're definitely not thinking probably about AI governance frameworks or policy rollout. And you know what? That's exactly why this is the perfect time to address shadow AI. Stay with me here because I'm about to give you a challenge that takes less time than making stuffing, but could unlock more insights about AI in your organization than months of formal policy discussions. I call it the Shadow AI Holiday Challenge. And here is the entire challenge in one sentence. Before the end of this week, have one honest conversation about AI with someone on your team. Not a formal meeting, not a scheduled check-in, not a policy discussion, just a real human conversation about how AI is changing the way we work. And here is why the holiday timing matters. Your brain and your team's brain are in a different mode right now, especially that when we go back to work on Monday, it's countdown towards Christmas. During normal work weeks, we are in performance mode. We're managing up. We're being strategic. We're saying what we think we should say. But during holidays, we are in a connection mood. Our prefrontal cortex relaxes. Our guards drop. And we have the kinds of honest conversations that never happen in conference rooms. So let me show you exactly how to use this week to start addressing shadow AI in a way that builds trust instead of destroying it. Let me tell you what's happening in your brain right now, why holiday conversations work, and what happens during a normal work week, the difference between them. During work mode, your threat detection system is partially activated. You're scanning for professional risks, saying the wrong thing, breaking norms, looking incompetent. This is not paranoia. It's just how our brains are wired for workplace survival. We default to safe responses. Corporate speak, managed transparency. But during holidays, that system relaxes. You are not in survival mode. You are in social mode. And in social mode, your oxytocin levels rise. That's the trust hormone, the connection chemical. And when oxytocin is high, you are more honest, more open, more willing to share what you are really thinking instead of what you think you should be thinking. So here is what this means for shadow AI. All year long, your team has been managing the responses about AI use. They know what the right answer is supposed to be. They know what they are supposed to say. But this week, their guards are down. And if you ask the right question in the right way, they will tell you the truth. Not because you forced it, but because their brains are in mode where truth telling feels safe. So the holiday challenge isn't about work. It's about using this natural window of psychological safety to start a conversation you have been avoiding. All right, let's get tactical here. Here is exactly how to do this. Step 1. Pick your conversation partner. Don't overthink this. Pick one person on your team, someone you trust, someone who's probably already using AI tools, approved or not. This doesn't have to be a direct report, by the way. It could be a peer, could be someone from a different department, could even be someone more junior who you know is experimenting with AI. The only criterion is this. Pick someone who will give you an honest answer if you ask an honest question. Step number 2, create the opening. This is where most executives mess it up. They try to make it formal. They schedule it. They sent a calendar invite titled AI discussion. And immediately, their team member's brain goes, oh no, what did I do wrong? So here is how you actually do it. Find a natural moment. Could be the end of a regular meeting. Could be a coffee chat. Could be a Slack message that says, hey, got 5 minutes to chat about something I'm thinking about? No agenda, no formality, just a human request for a human conversation. Step number 3, ask the unlocking question. Here is the question that changes everything. And I want you to get the wording exactly right because every word matters. I have been thinking about how AI is changing the way we all work, and I'm curious. What AI tools have you been experimenting with? Not just the approved ones. I mean anything you have tried to make your work easier. Do you see what just happened? Let me break down the neuroscience. First, you said, I have been thinking about it. That's vulnerability. You're showing that you're processing this, not judging it. Second, you said, we all work. That's inclusion. This is not about them. It's about everyone, including you. Third, you said, experimenting with. That's permission. Experimentation implies learning, not rule breaking. Fourth, you said, not the approved ones. That's transparency. You are acknowledging there is a difference between approved and actual use. And fifth, you said, make your work easier. That's outcome focus. You are interested in value, not compliance. Every one of those word choices matter because each one activates a different part of their brain. And if you get it right, here is what happens. They pause, they look at you, and they go, oh, you actually want to know. And then they tell you. Step number 4, listen without fixing. This is the hardest part for executives. When someone tells you they are using unapproved tools, your instinct is to immediately problem solve. And you say, well, have you tried the approved tool? Do you know what the security risks? Let me show you the proper process. Resist that instant. Because the second you start fixing, they stop sharing. It's as easy as that. Instead, just listen. Ask follow-up questions like, what problems were you trying to solve? Or how much time is this saving you? Or how would you lose if you had to stop using it? These questions don't judge, they understand. And when someone feels understood, they keep talking. They tell you more. They know you, and that's why they will show their workflows. They introduce you to other tools they are using. And suddenly, you're not discovering shadow AI. You're discovering innovation. Step number 5, close with gratitude. We are in the Thanksgiving week. Gratitude overall, right? So here is how you end the conversation. And this is critical because it sets up everything that comes after. Thank you for being honest with me. I really appreciate you showing me what's actually working instead of just what's supposed to work. I'm going to think about this, and I had love to keep this conversation going. Don't patronize them. Don't use fake smile. Don't use fake tone. Just be yourself. And that's it. No promises. No immediate action. No policy changes announced on the spot. Just gratitude. And an invitation to continue. Because here is what you just did. You created a safe channel. A person who now knows they can talk to you honestly about AI without triggering your threat response. And that person, they are about to become your first AI champion. Part 3. So let me tell you what happens, what you will discover when executives actually do this challenge. First discovery. You're going to realize your team is way more sophisticated about AI than you thought. The tools they're using, the workflows they have built, often better than what you would have designed. The second discovery is that you're going to find out that the reasons they went underground were not malicious. They were not trying to break the rules. They were trying to solve problems, and your approved tools were not solving them. Third discovery, you're going to learn that the biggest barrier to AI adoption in your organization is not technical. It's not about training. It's not about access. It's about trust. Your team doesn't trust that they can experiment without getting in trouble. So they experiment in secret. And here is the thing. One conversation won't fix that trust gap, but it starts the repair. The baby step of 1,000 miles journey. Because when you show up as curious instead of controlling, when you ask about their needs instead of their compliance, when you thank them for honesty instead of punishing them for it, you prove that the conversation is safe. And safe conversations lead to honest data. Honest data leads to smart decisions. Smart decisions lead to competitive advantage. Okay, so you had the conversation. You learned something valuable. Now what? Let's talk about the follow-through. Here is what most executives do wrong. They have one great conversation, learn a ton, and then crickets. Nothing. They go back to their regular work and never mention it again. And their team members think, well, that was nice while it lasted, but clearly nothing is going to change. So here is the follow-through. Within 1 week, before the end of the year, have a second conversation with that same person. And in that second conversation, share what you learned. Not just from them, but from your own thinking. Say something like, I've been thinking about what you showed me, and here is what I'm realizing about our AI strategy. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to announce a new policy. You just have to show that their honesty led to your thinking. Because that's how trust compounds. They took a risk by being honest. You honored that risk by taking it seriously. And now they know the channel is real. And here is what happens next. That person tells you, thank you. They would be grateful, but they also tell someone else, hey, I had an interesting conversation with whatever your name is about the AI tools I'm using. They actually wanted to know. And suddenly, you're not just having one conversation, you're starting a movement. All right, here is your challenge for this week. One conversation, 5 minutes before the end of the year. I dare you. So share it with me when you do it. I dare you. Ask someone on your team what AI tools they are really using, not what they are supposed to be using, what they are actually using. Listen without fixing. Thank them for honesty. Follow up within a week. That's it. That's the whole challenge. And here is why it matters. Shadow AI isn't a policy problem. It's a trust problem. It's not a tactical or technical problem. It's a neurological problem. And trust doesn't get built through documents. It gets built through conversations and human relationships. So use this holiday week when guards are down and honesty is easier. Start the conversation you have been avoiding and then come back and tell me what you learned. Because I guarantee it will surprise you. Enjoy your Thanksgiving weekend. Take the challenge. Talk to you soon. This is Sahar and Radi, your AI whisperer. Show me some love. Like, save, subscribe, share it with someone that needs to hear it. If you want to email me, it's sahar@saharconsulting.com, LinkedIn, Sahar and Radi, Instagram, Sahar the Reinvent Coach. Thank you so much for listening to this Friday extra flavor coffee of the Forbes article-like podcast. Have the rest of the Thanksgiving weekend happy and safe, and I'll see you in our regular podcast next Wednesday. This is Sahar. Peace out.
1